What? Tell me, just share with me what you're feeling right now.
Two things that I know of. One is, just deep empathy for what you talk about as the negative messages and the fear that people are in. Deep empathy for what I would consider to be the suffering. Deep empathy. So, and every spiritual tradition talks about that. In the Buddhist tradition, suffering of the mind. In the Sufi tradition, the altar of the heart that we must sweep clean. And, certainly in the Christian tradition, it's spoken of as the dark night of the soul. And it doesn't matter what tradition we're talking about, or if you even have a tradition. There is an impact of suffering. So I think when the negativity and the fear comes up, that is people touching their own suffering. And there aren't any simple answers for why there is that, although some have been offered recently, particularly around, recent events in Haiti. And, I certainly don't have any answers, but I have a story that I would love to share.
Please.
And for me, this story holds just so multiple layers of wisdom and meaning and groundedness and anchoring and more. So a few years ago, I was gifted with an opportunity to go to Unity Village down by Kansas City. Doesn't really matter where I went, and there are many places like this, but this was my experience, and this was the place. And part of Unity Village is that they offer something called the Silent Unity Chapel. And in Silent Unity, for years and years and years, they have trained people to receive prayer requests from all over the world. Hundreds of thousands of them pour in. People calling in requests for the deepest suffering and personal, individual suffering, global suffering for a whole range of things, some of them unimaginable. And so they take these prayer requests, and there's a chapel on the campus where they pray then with these intentions, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year, for years and years and years. In this chapel, they have trained prayers who do half-hour shifts, holding a prayerful space for all of these beautiful intentions. It's just so heart-opening. In a set of circumstances that I don't need to really go into. Ordinarily, I want to say they don't let sort of ordinary folks like us into that chapel or to receive the prayer requests. People are trained to receive the prayer requests by telephone and online now, and to pray with those requests. They unlocked the elevator that goes up to that floor, and she accompanied us up there, and unlocked the elevator to let us out, all very sort of, mystical and maybe secretive. And the door to that chapel where they hold these prayers is only opened once on the half hour. And nothing is said. There's no talking in there. Just the person whose prayer shift has ended comes out, and the new person goes in. And